The Secret of Self-Image, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor often emphasized the concept of self-image as the key to personal transformation. He was heavily influenced by Maxwell Maltz's book Psycho-Cybernetics, which argues that a person's self-image controls their results in life. Here's a breakdown of the secret of self-image as taught by Proctor. Your self-image dictates your life. Your self-image is the foundation of everything you experience in life. It is the inner blueprint that determines how you think, feel, and act. You will never rise above the image you hold of yourself, not in wealth, relationships, success, or happiness. The invisible governor. Imagine a thermostat in a room set at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. No matter how much heat or cold enters the room, the thermostat will adjust to bring the temperature back to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Your self-image functions the same way. If you see yourself as a mediocre person, no matter how much success you achieve, you will find ways to self-sabotage and return to your normal. If you hold the self-image of a confident, successful person, even if you face setbacks, you will find a way to rise again because your subconscious mind is programmed for success. This is why changing external conditions without changing your self-image rarely works. You cannot simply get lucky and stay successful. You must become the person who naturally attracts and sustains that success. Your mind as a cybernetic system. Bob Proctor, drawing from Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, described the subconscious mind as a self-regulating system. It operates based on the mental picture you hold of yourself. It ensures that your behaviors, choices, and habits remain consistent with this image. If you try to act beyond your current self-image, your subconscious will pull you back. For example, a person who sees themselves as poor may win the lottery, but will likely lose the money. A person who sees themselves as overweight may lose weight temporarily, but will eventually gain it back. A person who sees themselves as a failure will find ways to make mistakes, even when given opportunities. The key to permanent transformation is not in forcing external change, but in resetting your inner image. How to transform your self-image. Identify the current self-image. Be honest. What do you believe about yourself in different areas of life? Create a new identity. Write a detailed description of the person you want to become. Visualize and feel it. Spend time every day seeing yourself as that person. Feel the confidence, success, and power of this new identity. Act as if. Align your daily actions with this new self-image. Small, consistent changes reinforce the belief. Repetition and affirmation. The subconscious mind learns through repetition. Reprogram it daily with empowering self-talk and new experiences. Final thought. Your life is not determined by external forces. It is a reflection of your internal identity. If you want to change your life, you must first change the person you believe yourself to be. How self-image is formed. Your self-image is not something you were born with. It was constructed over time, shaped by experiences, influences, and internalized beliefs. The way you see yourself today is the result of years of programming, whether intentional or not. 1. Early conditioning, the foundation of self-image. From childhood, we are conditioned by the words, actions, and attitudes of those around us. Parents and caregivers, their approval or criticism sets the tone for self-worth. Teachers and authority figures, their feedback influences beliefs about intelligence and potential. Social experiences, acceptance or rejection from peers impacts confidence and self-perception. Religious and cultural beliefs, teachings about morality, success, and identity shape how we define ourselves. A child who constantly hears, "You're smart and capable," grows up believing in their abilities. But a child repeatedly told, "You're lazy," or "You'll never succeed," absorbs these words as truth, even if they are false. 2. The role of repetition in self-image formation. The subconscious mind learns through repetition. Any thought or idea that is consistently repeated becomes a deep-seated belief. If you repeatedly fail and internalize, "I'm not good enough," this belief will shape your actions and results. If you repeatedly affirm, "I always find a way to succeed," this belief will guide you through obstacles. This is why negative self-talk is so dangerous. It reinforces a self-image of limitation. 3. The power of emotional experiences. Significant emotional experiences leave a deep imprint on the mind. A failure in childhood might create a subconscious fear of trying new things. A harsh rejection might instill a belief of being unworthy of love. A moment of triumph might establish a lasting self-image of confidence and capability. The stronger the emotion tied to an experience, the more deeply it embeds itself into self-image. 4. The influence of society and media. We live in a world that constantly feeds us external definitions of who we should be. Advertising tells us we are not enough unless we buy a certain product. Social media distorts reality, making us compare ourselves to curated images of perfection. Cultural expectations define success, beauty, and worth in rigid terms. Many people unknowingly accept these external definitions and adjust their self-image accordingly, even if it contradicts their true nature. 5. The feedback loop of self-image. Self-image is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Belief, you believe something about yourself. Action, you act according to that belief. Result, your results reinforce your belief. Repetition, the cycle continues, strengthening your self-image. For example, if you see yourself as a leader, you take charge in situations, which leads to positive feedback, reinforcing that self-image. If you see yourself as shy, you avoid social interactions, which results in isolation, reinforcing the belief. To change your results, you must interrupt this cycle by changing the root belief. How to reprogram your self-image. Since self-image is learned, it can be unlearned and reconstructed. Here's how. Identify the false beliefs. Write down the limiting beliefs you hold about yourself. Where did they come from? Are they even true? Challenge and replace. Consciously replace old beliefs with empowering ones. Use repetition and affirmation. Daily affirmations and visualization help rewire the subconscious. Embrace new experiences. Step out of your comfort zone and prove to yourself that you can be different. Surround yourself with the right influences. Be around people who reinforce the self-image you want to create. Final thought. Your current self-image is not fixed. It is a collection of past influences. You have the power to reshape it by consciously choosing new beliefs and reinforcing them through action. The power of changing your self-image. The most profound transformation a person can experience is not external. It is the inner shift in self-image. You do not need to fix your circumstances first. You must change the way you see yourself, and your world will adjust accordingly. 1. Your identity creates your reality. Every action you take aligns with the image you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as a confident, successful person, you will make decisions that reflect confidence and success. If you see yourself as a failure or unworthy, you will unconsciously create circumstances to validate that belief. Your self-image acts as an inner law. It dictates what you allow yourself to achieve, experience, and receive in life. 2. Your brain is wired for consistency. The subconscious mind always seeks to maintain consistency between your self-image and your reality. If you try to achieve something that contradicts your inner beliefs, your subconscious will pull you back to your normal state. This is why people who lose weight often gain it back, or why lottery winners who don't see themselves as wealthy end up broke again. To create lasting change, you must change your identity, not just your actions. 3. The science of self-image change. Neurologically, your self-image is wired into your brain through neural pathways reinforced by thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The good news? Neuroplasticity allows you to rewire your brain by forming new patterns. How? Repetition. The subconscious learns through constant exposure to a new self-image. Emotion. The more deeply you feel your new identity, the faster it becomes real. Action. Small, consistent actions aligned with your new self-image lock in the transformation. 4. How to change your self-image. Step 1. Define the new you. Write down a clear, vivid description of the person you want to become. Be specific. How does this version of you think, act, speak, and respond to life? Step 2. Visualize and emotionalize. Spend time daily visualizing yourself as this new person. Feel the emotions of already being this person now. Confidence, strength, success, peace. Step 3. Change your inner dialogue. Eliminate negative self-talk that contradicts your new self-image. Replace it with affirmations and empowering statements. Example. Instead of "I'm always struggling," say, "I am resourceful, powerful, and I always find a way." Step 4. Act as if. Behavior reinforces belief. Start acting as the person you want to become. Ask yourself, how would my highest self act today? And then do it. Step 5. Surround yourself with the right energy. Environment and association influence self-image. Spend time with people who reflect the identity you're stepping into. 5. The power of self-image in spiritual and universal laws. Biblical principle. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. Your inner belief system determines your outer life. Walter Russell's perspective. You are the creator of your reality. Your self-image determines the energy you attract and express. Law of attraction. You cannot attract a life beyond the identity you hold of yourself. Final thought. Light bulb change the image, change the man. Change the man, change the destiny. The thermostat analogy, the set point of your life. One of the most powerful ways to understand self-image is through the thermostat analogy. Bob Proctor, inspired by Maxwell Maltz's psychocybernetics, often compared self-image to a thermostat in a room. 1. How a thermostat works. A thermostat is set to a specific temperature, let's say 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. If the room gets colder, the heater turns on to bring it back to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If the room gets hotter, the air conditioner activates to lower it back to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. No matter what happens, the thermostat is programmed to maintain that set point. 2. Your self-image is your inner thermostat. Your self-image works the same way. If you see yourself as a mediocre, struggling person, that is your set point. If you suddenly experience success beyond your belief system, your subconscious will cool things down. You'll self-sabotage and bring yourself back to your comfort zone. If you hit a low point, your subconscious will work to bring you back to your set identity, just like a thermostat turning on the heat. Your subconscious mind fights to keep you at the level you believe you belong. 3. Examples of the self-image thermostat in action. Money. A person conditioned to earn $50,000 a year who suddenly wins the lottery or gets a raise to $500,000 will often find a way to lose the money. Their subconscious is programmed for $50,000, and they will unconsciously return to that level, unless they change their inner set point. Health. A person who sees themselves as overweight may go on a diet and lose 50 pounds, but if their self-image remains the same, they will gain the weight back. Relationships. If you don't believe you are worthy of love, even if you enter a good relationship, you might sabotage it because it doesn't match your inner identity. Success. An entrepreneur who doesn't see themselves as a leader will struggle to maintain a thriving business. Your self-image dictates what you allow yourself to have and sustain. 4. How to reset your internal thermostat. Just like you can change the temperature on a thermostat, you can reprogram your self-image to a higher level. Step 1. Identify your current set point. In different areas of life, wealth, success, health, confidence, what level do you believe is normal for you? If you make more money than usual, do you feel guilty? If things go too well, do you feel uneasy, waiting for something to go wrong? Step 2. Choose a new set point. Decide on the new identity you want. I am a six-figure earner. I am a disciplined and healthy person. I naturally attract great relationships. Step 3. Reprogram the subconscious. Visualization. See yourself consistently at the new level. Affirmations. Speak the new reality into existence. Environment and association. Surround yourself with influences that reflect your new identity. 5. The spiritual perspective on changing your self-image. Biblical principle. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. You must reset your internal beliefs to align with a higher vision of yourself. Walter Russell's view. Everything operates in cycles of balance. Your self-image is the balancing force that keeps you within familiar energetic frequencies. To change your external world, you must first shift your inner frequency. Final thought. Fire, you don't rise to the level of your desires. You fall to the level of your self-image. If you want to change your life permanently, reset your thermostat, aligning with the laws of the universe. Your self-image is not just a psychological construct. It is a vibrational frequency that aligns you with the laws of the universe. The way you see yourself determines what you attract, how you experience life, and whether you flow in harmony with divine principles or struggle against them. 1. The law of vibration. You attract what you are. Everything in the universe operates on vibration and frequency. Your self-image emits a specific vibrational frequency, and that frequency dictates what you attract into your life. If you see yourself as abundant, you will naturally attract opportunities, wealth, and prosperity. If you see yourself as a failure, your subconscious will align your actions and decisions to match that belief. This is why affirmations and visualization work. They shift your inner frequency to align with a new reality. Small blue diamond biblical parallel. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. Your inner state determines your external reality. 2. The law of cause and effect. Your self-image is the root cause. Every effect, your current life circumstances, has a cause, your inner self-image. If you want to change your results, you don't fight the external world. You change the root cause within. Poverty is not the root cause. Poverty consciousness is. Lack of love is not the issue. Believing you are unworthy of love is. Struggles in life are not random. They are reflections of your inner beliefs. Small blue diamond Walter Russell's view. Everything exists in perfect balance. Your life conditions match your inner consciousness. If you elevate your self-image, you naturally shift to a higher plane of existence. 3. The law of assumption. Assume the identity first. Neville Goddard taught that what you assume to be true becomes your reality. You must first assume the identity of the person you want to become, in thought, feeling, and action, before the external world conforms. If you want to be wealthy, assume the mindset of wealth before the money arrives. If you want to be confident, assume the feeling of confidence even before you prove it to yourself. If you want to be successful, act as if success is inevitable. Your self-image is not shaped by external proof. Your external world is shaped by your self-image. Small blue diamond biblical parallel. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11 verse 1. Believe first, and reality will follow. 4. The law of rhythm. Breaking the cycles of the old self. The universe moves in cycles. Just as seasons change, so do the rhythms of life. If you don't consciously elevate your self-image, you will continue repeating the same patterns and cycles year after year. Many people experience financial ups and downs because their self-image never truly shifts. Others repeat relationship struggles because they never elevate their belief about themselves. Some people make progress, but then regress because their inner thermostat is still set to an old version of themselves. To break the cycle, you must interrupt the rhythm with a new self-image that aligns with higher universal laws. Small blue diamond Walter Russell's view. True mastery comes when you learn to control the cycles of your mind rather than be controlled by them. 5. How to align your self-image with universal laws. White heavy checkmark reprogram the mind daily. Shift your dominant thoughts to match the life you desire. White heavy checkmark visualize and embody the new identity. Feel it as real now, not someday. White heavy checkmark speak as if you already are that person. Words carry frequency. Speak life into your new reality. White heavy checkmark take inspired action in alignment with the new you. Don't wait for change. Act as if it's already true. White heavy checkmark trust the process and let go of the old version of you. The old self-image must die for the new one to emerge. Final thought. Fire you do not get what you want. You get what you are. Align your self-image with the universal laws, and your world will transform effortlessly. Actionable steps to shift your self-image. Changing your self-image is not a passive process. It requires intentional, consistent action. You must rewire your subconscious mind, align your habits with your new identity, and sustain this shift until it becomes your natural state. Step 1. Identify your current self-image. Before you can change your self-image, you must understand where you are now. Small blue diamond reflection exercise. Write down how you see yourself in key areas: wealth, health, confidence, relationships, success. Be honest. What beliefs do you hold? Example: I always struggle with money. I'm not confident in social settings. I don't deserve great opportunities. These beliefs define your current thermostat setting. Step 2. Define your new self-image. Now, create a clear and specific vision of the person you want to become. Small blue diamond, ask yourself, who is the highest version of me? How does that version of me think, speak, and act? What does my daily life look like as this new version of myself? Example transformation. Prohibited old self-image. I'm bad at making money. White heavy checkmark new self-image. I am a magnet for wealth and opportunities. Prohibited old self-image. I always fail. White heavy checkmark new self-image. I persist until I succeed. Write this new identity down and read it daily. Step 3. Reprogram your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind only accepts new beliefs through repetition and emotional intensity. Small blue diamond techniques to rewire your mind. White heavy checkmark affirmations. Repeat powerful statements in the present tense. I am confident, successful, and in control of my destiny. I naturally attract abundance and opportunity. White heavy checkmark visualization. Every day, close your eyes and see yourself as your new self. Feel the emotion of already being that person. White heavy checkmark gratitude as if it's already done. Instead of hoping for change, say, I'm so grateful for my success and abundance. I love how confident and unstoppable I feel. This tricks the subconscious into believing the shift has already happened, accelerating the process. Step 4. Take daily aligned action. Your actions must match your new self-image, or your mind will reject the transformation. Small blue diamond, ask yourself daily, how does my highest self act today? What decisions would they make? How would they handle challenges? Fire example. If your new self-image is, I am disciplined and productive, your actions should reflect it. White heavy checkmark, wake up early, set goals, and stay focused. White heavy checkmark, stop procrastinating, act immediately. White heavy checkmark, keep promises to yourself. If your new self-image is, I am confident and charismatic, then white heavy checkmark, stand tall, make eye contact, and speak with authority. White heavy checkmark, engage in conversations instead of avoiding them. White heavy checkmark, say yes to opportunities instead of hesitating. Your body, words, and habits must align with your new identity. Step 5. Surround yourself with the right energy. Your environment reinforces your self-image. Small blue diamond, what to do? White heavy checkmark, upgrade your circle. Spend time with people who reflect the self-image you are stepping into. White heavy checkmark, consume the right content. Read books, watch videos, and listen to teachings that reinforce your transformation. White heavy checkmark, declutter your space. Your physical environment should reflect your new mindset. Get rid of anything that represents the old you. Step 6. Persist until it becomes automatic. Transformation happens in phases. Keycap 1. Awareness. You recognize your limiting beliefs. Keycap 2. Interruption. You stop reinforcing the old self-image. Keycap 3. Replacement. You consistently install the new identity. Keycap 4. Integration. It becomes automatic. Small blue diamond, key to success. Be patient. Your subconscious needs time to accept the new identity. Keep acting as your new self, even if it feels unnatural at first. Celebrate small wins. Each one reinforces the shift. Final thought. Fire, you do not need to become a new person. You already are that person. Your job is to align with that truth and let go of the old illusion. Bob Proctor's secret of self-image is simple but profound. Backhand index pointing right. If you want to change your results, don't focus on the results. Focus on changing you.